talk for Brad Holmes now, huh? You're talking choppy. Who's talking choppy about Brad Holmes on the interwebs, on the Twitterverse, on X, whatever you want to call it?
On the Google machine.
Suck a dick. Brad Holmes just delivered you one of the best defensive tackles in the NFL. He just delivered you a guy that will reshape this pass rush because he's an eater who eats it for lunch. If you haven't heard, DJ Reader is officially a Detroit Lion, signing a 2-year deal worth up to $27 million with $9 million guaranteed.
Yes, sir.
We told you. We tried to tell you.
That's what I'm saying.
We tried to tell you.
Tried telling you guys.
That this motherfucker DJ Reader was going to be a Detroit Lions.
Nothing was a better fit.
No heavyweights.
Thank you.
And guess what? They brought him in. The only person happier than us right now is Aiden Hutchinson. Because when you see Aiden Hutchinson getting double, triple team chipped by a running back with a tight end diving at his ankles and a fan throwing hot dogs at him from the stand, they can't do that anymore because you have a mammoth human being of 330 pounds of pure girth in the middle of that defensive line that needs to be accounted for by 2 people every single snap he's in the ball game. That'll free Aiden Hutchinson up for one-on-ones. That'll free Aleem McNeil up for one-on-ones. We saw Aleem last year have a breakout year. Guess what? He's got a mammoth next to him now. This is just an amazing signing by Brad Holmes.
Just called that man a mammoth?
A mammoth.
Call him an eater? You better relax. He might be walking around these parts here soon.
I'll buy you some
Get your ass
food.
beat.
I'll buy you some food. DJ Reader, come to the studio. We'll buy you. What's that wing place?
Detroit Wing Company?
No, the one like down here somewhere that you really like.
Wing place?
Yeah, it's got like wings. You always talk about
Owl.
No.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
You always talk about it. It's like, oh, they got the best wings. You got them for JC for her birthday?
I have no clue what it's called right now. But
there's a wing place.
Mount Chalet.
Mount Chalet.
No free ads.
I'll get you some wings, brother.
It's got good food. Shout out to Mount Chalet. Shout out to Terry Foster for showing us that place. And shout out to DJ Reader for being a Detroit Lion. What do we tell you guys? What do we tell you? I told from the beginning of free agency, day one of free agency, at 1:14, I checked the timestamp. DJ Reader's probably going to be a Detroit Lion. There was something they were interested in last year, something they've been interested in before the free agency even started. There's not a better fit in the free agent market, in my opinion, than DJ Reader to the Detroit Lions. Matter of fact, I think I saw Marcus Spears say the same exact thing. And for the same reason, a lot of the same reasons Spencer said, obviously. And the one that we're going to dive into specifically today, too, is just, for me, is Aleem McNeil. Like, I know the big name that everyone wants to talk about is Aiden Hutchinson, but for me, Aleem McNeil is going to be unlocked. We're going to see a whole different version of this kid that we haven't seen. And I don't want to give all the credit to DJ Reader because, like, obviously, he's a beast. But Aleem McNeil, just his development in itself, we saw, like, this year, the big jump he's taken. This defense, you could say, I'm not going to say what it's going to be ranked during the regular season. I really don't give a fuck about that, to be honest with you guys. What we just got, and both Carlton Davis,
yes,
DJ Reader,
yes,
is playoff experience, Super Bowl experience. And that's a similar situation where, and don't take this as like I'm equating the players here, but same thing with Frank Clark, when the playoffs like start, the lights come on, and he has like the most like playoff sacks out of active players right now. That's what this is for. That's these pieces. Like when I had the argument or debates that we had, like, do you need a top 10 defense to win a Super Bowl in the NFL in the modern era? I said, yeah, I mean, maybe. I think what you need is more opportunistic defense. And that's what you allowed yourself to be by acquiring DJ Reader, especially if he's healthy enough to play in the postseason with you. You're allowing yourself to be opportunistic. And that's everything that you said. Aiden Hutchinson not seeing as many triple teams we saw him battling against the Green Bay Packers, specifically in a division rival.
And who could you have in front of Broderick Martin that would be a better mentor for this guy? A guy like DJ Reader, who is the exact thing you want Broderick Martin to be.
Yep.
In a perfect world, Broderick Martin is DJ Reader. So having him in front of him to mentor him, to show him the ropes, to show him how to get his in this league is just amazing, man. This is a home run signing by Brad Holmes. I love it. It's going to unlock a lot of different parts of our defense.
Yep.
And it didn't break the bank.
No, it didn't. And it wasn't going to. The
Yeah.
guy was 29 years old coming off a torn quad. And by the way, too, hey, the Detroit Lions are just an NFC Conference championship. Like, this is a place you want to go. And a little bit of a 2-year deal, like to like prove yourself, or at least just go and win. You know what I'm saying? Because like that's the thing. If you're going somewhere on a prove it deal, or you're going somewhere out after an injury, similar to Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, you want to go somewhere where you're going to look good. You have other good pieces around you. You're just playing a good team. You're just winning ball games in general. Detroit is that right now. which is a beautiful fucking thing to be. But we're talking about the impact we mentioned 2 names on the defensive line. This goes beyond that too.
Yes, it does.
Like we were the number 2 run defense in the league last year due to schematics, due to schemes, like blitzing down, not blitzing them, but having our linebackers always crash down, having that nickel out there too. That's not the case anymore. Like those guys can run free. Jack Campbell's going to be unlocked.
Jack Campbell.
How about the Carlton Davis acquisition we just made? He is going to be able to do his job a lot better with the DJ Reader in the middle right there. This is what we wanted. I'm like, it's nothing new. These aren't new reactions. We were ready to say all these things.
I'll tell you right now. If DJ Reader plays 15 plus games next year, Aiden Hutchinson will have 17 plus sacks, and Jack Campbell will have 120 plus tackles. That's what's going to happen. When you have a guy because where are you most worried about when you're an offensive lineman? If you haven't played offensive lineman, I'll let you know. But when the pass rush is happening, when you're trying to run block, where do you worry about it the most? The middle. The guys in the middle. Yep. You block from the middle out. When you're blocking the passer, when you're protecting the passer, you go from the middle out. And when you have a guy right in the middle that takes 2 people to guard him, that is going to be priority number 1 for every single offensive line is we need to put hands on DJ Reader because he will wreck plays if we try to put him one-on-one with guys. And that's what he does. And that is, like you said, going to free up Lee McNeil. It's going to free up Aiden Hutchinson. It's going to free up Jack Campbell. It's going to free up our guy Anzalone to be running around, filling holes, making plays. You have DJ Reader who takes the A and B gap out of the situation for a run play. So Jack Campbell can shoot where the hole is and just fill that hole, pause, and make the tackle. He is going to be able to play downhill, aggressive, snot-nosed, thump you in the hole football. And that's what he does best. He's a corn-fed psychopath from Iowa. Yep. That's what he does best. What DJ Reader does best is make everything on the opposing offense harder. And I'm just extremely, extremely excited for this signing. And I saw someone, I think Chrome in the Woodward Sports Chat. Why is it all Chrome? He said,
"Why is it all Chrome?"
That we got a new defensive line coach as well. And yes, Tyrell Williams has wanted DJ Reader before. Tyrell Williams works wonders with players like DJ Reader, and I got a lot on that going forward, but that's going to be a match made in heaven, is Tyrell Williams and DJ Reader. This is exactly what I wanted, man. I'm so happy for it.
I'll put it to you this way, and I meant this, like, before the DJ Reader signing. I planned on coming on here today and telling you guys, like, the people that are freaking out about the offseason and like, bitching at Brad Holmes, wild to think, like, this is a team that went to the NFC Conference Championship last year. And they literally got better. Like, you're looking at all the same core pieces, and they added, like, what you needed, by the way, the defensive line, and then they added the secondary pieces. Like, that's what you wanted. That's what we needed on this D. Like, they got better beforehand. Adding DJ, that's a star at the position, the nose tackle position. And I think it was you that pointed out. I don't remember who it was, but, like, you don't get sacks at the nose tackle position.
Yes.
Like people who are looking for sacks or like anything like that, that's not what they do. Everything that we just said is in terms of it's eating space, eating blocks, and for the fuck's sake, man, the guy's amazing at run defense too.
Yes. I
think he saw the most double teams last year and also had the most tackles for losses in the same situations too.
You make
not mistaken.
Everyone's job easier. A great nose tackle, a great interior defensive lineman, you make everyone's job around you easier because they can't run through you. They can't choose either of those holes in the run scheme. They need to send 2 people at you in pass protection, and that makes everyone's job easier. Football starts from the middle out. It starts from the trenches.
Quite literally, the ball gets snapped in the middle of the offensive line.
It's quite literally too, but it starts from the trenches, and Brad Holmes, we saw what he did to solidify the trenches on the offensive side of the ball, and now he's doing that on the defensive side of the ball. It's awesome, man. I love it. This is a perfect signing.
Chris?
Yeah, the other thing to add to Easy is this team was naturally going to get better anyways, right? Because it's one of the youngest teams in the NFL.
Yep.
So you have that plus what he brings, everything you guys spoke on, and how much he's going to make everyone's lives easier. So I know you guys have talked about Hutch and Aleem, and besides those two, because those are the obvious guys, I know you mentioned Carlton Davis, Jack Campbell.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else you're looking at in particular that will really, really benefit from this addition?
I mean, it's literally the entire team.
Yeah.
AG, I guess, if you want to put it out there. Like, it's quite literally the entire team. Like, it's It's a beautiful thing, man. And by the way, too, like, I'm trying to just save it because like it was supposed to be like its own segment, but like for me specifically, the biggest name, like one singular name, it was Aleem McNeil for me. That's the guy for me.
And low key,
Thor
might sprinkle some money on Aiden Hutchinson, Defensive Player of the Year. Might sprinkle some money on Aiden Hutchinson.
He told you guys. What was the bet you gave out last night?
James Wiseman, 10+ points. Hey, he balled. He didn't get 10, but he had 6.
Nick, what's your reaction to DJ Reader signing?
A+, absolutely love it. I get to talk on a show with you guys every single day. You guys have been hyping this guy up for, I feel it's like a month now, for him to be a potential Lions fit. But my question is, can we get Aleem McNeil paid ASAP on an extension? Because he's going to price himself out the way Christian Wilkins just did.
Ask one more time. I apologize. I'm reading a comment.
Christian Wilkins just priced himself out of Miami after a massive year, and they didn't have a contract extension done.
Yeah.
I have a feeling Aleem McNeil, if there is no contract extension, might price himself out the way these D tackles are getting paid. Yeah. So that might be the first thing first that I would do if I was Brad Holmes.
I like the
Make
way
sure
you're
you
thinking.
lock down Aleem because big numbers incoming from the middle there.
Nick, I like the way you're thinking. That's actually like kind of what my segment was centered around. I'm 100% agrees with that. and to the comments in the Woodward Sports chat too about the run defense, like I think more important, like again we said it earlier, the run defense this year, number 2 in the league, but more based off schematics than anything, right? What we have now, we talked about this Dose of Dion a few weeks ago too, is like in the red zone, we were still getting 8 the fuck up. Yeah, that's a matter of fact. We have a guy where that's no longer the case in a DJ Reader. Like we no longer have to like make sure that the linebackers are playing the run before anything else to like stop the run in the red zone, which we still didn't do that great at, by the way. We have a guy that could solely do it his damn self. And did I put the highlights in there of DJ Reader today? I know I put Amik Robertson's. It's okay. We come back with it. But either way, this team got, and that's the part too where we're talking about like top 10 defense versus opportunistic defense. Like that's where that injects itself too. And the red zone, that's where you want your defense to be the best. You hear the bend don't break philosophies. Now that's not what AG wants to be. Obviously, you want the best defense at all times, but like that's what this allows you to be. You know, and in the worst like scenarios where you are up against it, like you have a guy that's gonna help you dominate in those red zone situations, and then